at Report Online. We talk about some of the things that are going viral. I know it's election time, and it is an interesting time to be alive in Nigeria. I'm Christian Chuka. Me is my Oga.
I'm Olamide. You're welcome to Web
Okay, today the PDP besieged the INEC headquarters in Abuja, carrying out a protest against the election. Just concluded the election, and there are videos of that. You can see that online. And we saw the henchman, Dino Milaye, at the forefront, and also Atiku Abubakar leading that protest. Tambua was there, and some other PDP, House of Rep, and senators, they're also there at the rally. Looking at Oyo State, where the alliances are coming, Labour Party in alliance with the PDP. I think that's a state. All the party is in alliance to support Makinde.
Well, I spoke with some people staying in Oyo State, Ibadan to be precise, and they say Makinde has done well to a very large extent and deserves to be re-elected as
that even the APC, the PDP, Labour Party, they are all coming together.
They are coming together to support Makinde.
But there's somebody, our Maridi, who is the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Oyo State. He is not in terms with the agreement of the state, is it the Labour Party and what do they call it? Labour Party in that state, Labour Party hierarchy in that state. They're not in good terms with the governorship candidate. So the party hierarchy in Oyo State endorsing the governor of the state, while the governorship candidate disagrees with what they're doing.
Well, they will surely disagree because they are right now they are both aspirants of that office. So this person is your competitor. It's only normal for him to disagree.
So why would the party do something different from its candidate?
Well, I believe that the Labour Party they look at the qualities of a leader as opposed to probably if you are a Labour Party
or is it that money they are buying some person, because there's no matter how bad your candidate is, your party is your party. You need to align your party. You need to agree together before you can say we are reaching this conclusion.
Well, you said something like no matter how bad your candidate is. Well, I don't think any Nigerian want a bad candidate now. Once the candidate on seat is good, even if you are in Labour Party or Kowa Party or APGA or something, give the person his flowers. You can vote for that person regardless. But if your candidate is far better than the person on seat, you can aggressively unseat the person.
At least they must agree with the guy on board. At least they built everything together. They were in the struggle together. Not that towards their minute, having alliance with the APC and also the PDP. I think probably in the state they are voting for the person, not the party.
Of course.
Because that is the kind of politics that people are playing now, voting for personality. If you look at in Enugu State, the Labour Party there, Aisha Yesufu is asking Labour Party members to vote for an APGA candidate.
Yeah.
So now it's about the candidate, not
the party.
The party, because some people say, "Who party help?" If you
course.
look at even the APC, some people are not voting the party. They are voting the
for person.
Presidential candidate, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yeah.
If you look at Labour Party, a few years from now, after Mimiko, who won that in Ondo State through Labour Party, and also Oshomole in Ondo State, we didn't hear of Labour Party again. And the person of Peter B brought Labour Party into the fore.
Yeah.
So the PDP, I don't know, are they voting for the person or for the party? PDP people.
Well, I think they are still voting for the party, to be precise. But Labour Party right now, I think they are not voting for the party. They are looking at more of the individual than the party. Because we can't just say a party has all the bad eggs. There will surely be the good ones there. But when we see the good ones, I think they should just accept and just. It is better to. It's honorable to vote for that good person that's on the right track than you bringing up someone who is not even tested at all to challenge when you know that this battle you have already been defeated even before the battle starts. So it's better to just accept.
Okay, how do you know someone that is good?
Well, when someone has been proven, when someone is on the right track already, and a lot of people, a larger percentage of people have said that this person has been doing well, let this person continue and finish his work.
Well, I know the people of Ibadan, they can testify to that. They have the ball in their court to choose their leaders. I want this kind of politics whereby it is not whether you belong to a party or there's somebody, a godfather endorse you,
Yeah.
or a group, an interest group endorse you. So, you know, in Lagos State, we have Ohaneze endorsing Jando, Ohaneze endorsing Sonolu.
Yeah.
You see, so
Different
and you know
factions
these people don't really represent the interest.
of that group.
Most groups nowadays, they don't really represent the interest of anybody. They are just saying because of the little thing. Even personalities nowadays, some governors, some House of Rep members, they don't represent the interest. They cannot pull crowd as before.
Yeah.
Except when you go to the final, whereby you have people that are not really literate, that can be swayed.
Yeah, something like that.
Lack of education, that's where you can see. But people think in their right senses, these politicians of our time cannot really make a movement.
And even if they actually make a movement, the people who would be moving with them would actually demand money or something from them to feel like I can't just be following you anywhere. You have to make this movement count for me. Are you giving me money? Are you giving me something else? Let's just make this agreement. I do my work, then I leave. Because you yourself, you are not going there to fulfill the interest of the masses. You are going there for your selfish gain. So come on, give me my own share now, and let me just do my work and leave. So
okay, let's move on. Let's come to Lagos. We are looking at the personality and not the party. In Lagos, we have three major candidates. We have the PDP, we have the APC, we have the Labour Party, and we have Nigerians contesting in this election. I know I added Nigerians because now it is them fighting for the soul, or for Nigerians to support them. Not unlike there is an incumbent that believes that if he pulls strings, everything will just work for them. But now it is about, I saw someone going to church that I've not seen. Now, probably he used to go to church, but they didn't televise it. They had to take pictures, do social media stunts and everything. He went to Sele, he went to Man of Fire, he went to Redeem. Now, because of election, so the people in this election, sorry, let me divide this more. So if I go there, I must make money. So these structures are the things that is hampering the development of Lagos.
Yeah.
Imagine a Lagos that don't have public water.
Well, I think personally, if I'm to comment on this, I think this is it. There's a narrative that, you know, a kind of monarchical system. You don't see that kind of thing in some states. But this is why I always tell people, has it worked for them in Lagos State? Have Lagos State progressed? We can't say it didn't progress. Yes, they have ticked that box. And also as well, voting for someone based on emotion, I think it is, to some extent, not too good. If I say I'm voting you out because of something bad you've done to me, and I'm not looking at the person I'm voting into that seat, how can they easily manipulate us? He would be under the spotlight already, so too much attention would be on him. So they would not be able to, they will know that if you touch this person, it might degenerate into chaos.
They say kokoro tó ń jẹ ẹ̀fọ́.
Is this idea for now? It can't
so
be.
So now, let me give you an example now. He has investments in Lagos. He has vested interest, probably his family, blah, blah, everything. As a Lagos State government, don't you think that they will persecute him?
Why would they persecute
all those things he has?
If he has,
they can intentionally seize his CFO.
They will seize the CFO. Well,
Lagos State government, how do you want to do it?
Now, if you seize the CFO, you will now bring in more sympathy vote for him.
No, I said they will prepare before time. This is the election. As if then he
had
the camp.
At least been at the camp then, and he has declared as the governorship aspirant, and he has been chosen as the governorship aspirant or something. If they do anything to him, it will bring more attention to him.
Like
because the media will now start focusing on him. He will now start playing a kind of sympathy game. They will not be like, okay, I wanted to see, I'm on the Labour Party now. It's a democracy system. You are free to go to any party now. They want to revoke my CFO. You will not feel like, so you people are now ganging up against this guy. You will amass more support. And that kind of guy now, people will still feel like he has the charisma. Yeah, he was once a former governor. He was once a governor.
And people loved.
And they actually didn't want him to go for the second time due to some alleged reasons that he didn't do one or two things, that he didn't follow the roadmap or the blueprint or something. And now people feel like this is the right time for him to even come back to the system and do even more than them and even own the entire system. So I think he would have even been able to really stand on his own, because for the videos that I've watched so far so good, seeing GRV speaking, it's not as if he doesn't speak well. He speaks well, but there's this kind of charisma you see when a governor or a leader speaks. I don't think he is
no,
up there.
for GRV, what people want is change, no matter how that change comes. So people don't want to stay with the status quo. So however that change, like the guy that won Banking W, they were even asking for the guy's name.
Yes.
So people will just want, see, in the southeast, they don't want to know who the person is. They'll just say, you go do where? I go do where? Oh yeah.
Go.
So that's what people want now. They want things to just change because they are tired
Of the
status quo. They are tired of the system, so they want things to change. But I think that this election is going to be more tougher than the presidential election.
Very, very tough.
So this is the main election.
I swear, because it's like Lagos State is like a country on its own, and it will really, really be tough. Most people that are expecting that probably, you know, there will be beavers and everything will work smoothly. Well, me personally, I'm not expecting it. I expect it to be, would I say a battle or a war, because it is winner takes all. And it will be very hard, considering the fact that APC lost in Lagos State during the presidential election. I think it would now be, and the INEC really dealt with the people. You know, some people were allegedly disenfranchised. There was no uploading of results, and now there's more focus on INEC.
All eyes on INEC.
All eyes are on INEC now, and the people are not even trusting in that the military or the police force. And some people are even saying that they will come to the polling unit with their dogs. Okay. That even if thugs wants to attack them or something, and they would also protect themselves. So the people are now more aware and more angry. I even saw a series of videos where MC Oluomo was actually begging, you know, that they should support them and the likes. I was just like, what? So it can get to this extent whereby governors can actually plead for people's votes, and people around governors, you know, it's not like the normal status quo, like we would enter on our own power alone. I think one thing I've learned about this 2023 election is that the power has now returned back to the people. Yeah,
it's not that it has returned. It's gradually
returning back.
It's on a journey. Like the Delta State governor, when he went to vote, they did as if an ex-convict was coming to vote at the polling unit. If you watch that video, now the Delta State governor said 65 years for retirement. People now in the civil service now. Yeah. So he had to reduce the age. So 65 years for retirement. You see, the people up there, they are being shaken. There's a video of the daughter of Okowa.
She was begging.
Begging obedience. I think obedience are the bride now in that south east.
They are the bride now.
You can see Wike going into Igbo communities in River State, begging, asking for their votes. Wike.
He's not a governor. He's not aspiring to be another governor again now.
You know, any governor that gets into River State, they will fight Wike. That is not from Wike. Any governor that is not from Wike, because what Wike has done in the past 8 years is enough for people. You know, there's a rumor that they attacked his son. So their eyes on Wike now with what he did at last election. Yeah. People are really
mad at him.
Mad, and so he needs to install somebody that is his own. So he's convincing people to vote for the PDP. But I think that River State election is going to be one of the elections that would shock Nigerians. River State election,
Lagos State
election.
Do you think INEC would just like all the processes would go smoothly on the election day?
INEC is asking votes, for the appeal court approval to reconfigure the beavers. Seek review of inspection order. That is to say, like they should halt PDP and Labour Party from inspecting the electoral material so that they can reconfigure. What do you smell? What do you?
If you reconfigure the machine, you've wiped away the evidence.
So what they are saying is that they want to review. No, English get as it be. You want to review, reconfigure. When they reconfigure, at the end of the day, you see that they are able to do so many things.
Wait, but there is IREV. All these results are on the IREF server.
You can't come if you come to court. You come with complete evidence. Don't come with half evidence.
To be printed.
Half evidence. The beavers had to know, validate how many people were in that polling unit, all those things and everything. Well, people that was accredited. So it's really the result you bring.
If it is possible that they can go on with the governorship election without reconfiguring the beavers, I think they should just do it like that. Then, although if there's only ulterior motive, maybe to destroy the evidence, then.
So would beavers work in this governorship election?
I don't think so.
No, the chairman has assured. He said if it doesn't work, if the logistics and the beavers doesn't work, you should hold the state resident electoral commissioners, hold them responsible if anything does not work.
That means for this presidential election, we have to hold them responsible then. That means they had the say over their geographical territory.
A lawyer will do that one. The lawyer will explain now because this we have on Twitter that when you go to INEC portal, they have really done the calculation of the results on INEC portal. Labour Party got 19 states. PDP came second.
Yes,
APC came third. This APC will agree down.
Well, but if that is what we have on the INEC server, and then it is being presented in court, well, the case is still in court though. The tribunal is still going on. Anybody who imagines has to be now.
One thing I love is that political education is going. People are being sensitized. People are getting more involved. After this dispensation, more young people who won't get involved. That guy in Kaduna State, an Okada rider, was voted into the House of Rep.
No, we have more.
Imagine somebody driving Okada. They now voting into the Nigeria House of Rep.
Imagine.
You know what he will be taking home every month? Over 20 million.
And I think we need to really put a torchlight on that guy. We really need to know how he would take care of his people, the people in his constituency, the people he's overseeing. Let us now see if he's different from the ones that have been there for maybe 12 years and 20 years and the likes. What's now if he goes into that house now and he does well, he performs well for the people in his place, then I think people can now be able to trust the new ones that will be going into this.
No, the thing there is that there's what we call recalling your members. So if you activate that, people now can recall their rep.
Yes. I think they should be able to.
So if they don't do well, you recall.
You should be able to even remove them.
So let's put that into practice. Most of us read political science. We are reading only theory. I've not put it into practice. So let's put it in practice, recalling members. Okay, I think Festus Keyamo under fire on his comment. The comment he made in respect of Obi. Let me read what he said. He said, okay. The Minister of State for Labour, Festus Keyamo, accuses Labour Party, P2B, of pretending to cry after rigging elections in the Southeast.
Rigging election.
So a Reverend Father Kelvin Ugu, now had to give him voto. He said, that is Festus Keyamo, he first started with emotional blackmail. He said, one who cannot handle defeat does not deserve victory. To this, told Obi to play the hero like Jonathan and called Tinubu to congratulate him so that peace will reign. Started with that one. When he discovered that such silly lines do not work and that peace cannot be built on a faulty foundation, he then challenged anyone who is not satisfied with the result to go to court. Number 2. Now that the case is going to be decided by the court and the truth is coming out even before the court proceeding begins, INEC is scared and seeking an order to reconfigure the beavers. Keyamo has shifted from go to court to accusing Obi of rigging Southeast elections. The question is, if you accept that Southeast was rigged, why did you accept the result that announced Tinubu as the winner? Was Obi not right when he said, if you must be referred to as your excellency, then the process through which you arrived in office must be excellent? Why are you against conducting fresh elections since the result in East and even Lagos was manipulated by Obi? Why are you against the removal of the INEC chairman? Let me continue. The Reverend Father really, instead of accepting that they are afraid of what is coming, they now resort to argumentum and hominem. And this is coming from a senior advocate of Nigeria. He said, no nonsense. It's a nonsense. Sorry, Nigeria was a big shame. So, the Festus Keyamo has lost respect over the years.
Well, he has no respect at all. Before I don't think anyone.
He was an activist under Ganifa Emina.
Well, now he's dancing to the tune of his paymasters. So that's just it. Once you are just a spokesperson of a particular candidate or a particular party in Nigeria here, you are not allowed. It is not accepted to say the truth anymore. Even if you would look foolish or stupid, you have to lie and just cover up or do maybe emotional blackmail or manipulation.
Because when I go on the street, this is almost the same pattern of thought from people who support a particular party. This is almost the same pattern of thought. They'll tell you that he said he rigged. Didn't he rig the Southeast? There are videos of people saying, if you are not voting Labour Party, go away. So now let's say the process is not perfect. Let's rerun.
Exactly. That's what
let's all agree. We all agree it's not perfect. Nobody is disagreeing. It's not perfect. When they talk about rigging the elections, rigging election is, these are the results. then you put something else. Understand?
Yeah.
That's when we say rigging the election. Or if rigging the election is trying to play an emotional one on, because even in Lagos State, somebody came with police escorts to a polling unit and said, if you are not Igbo, if you are Igbo and you want to vote, you are not voting APC. Some
people said if you are not voting APC at all, they don't want to see you. But on that one, Festus Keyamo is just doing the Lord's work. He's doing his paymaster's duty. He's doing what he's being paid to do.
Why is he being paid to do?
And it's not just to defend his party. No matter how bad or how wrong the situation is, he still have to come up. You know, there's a particular man who said that the 2 billion vans who entered Tinubu's
the guy misfired though.
Like they oh God, I was just like, what's going on? How can you open your mouth and say they missed their way?
I think he holds a position as whether local government officer, whether chairman or something like that. He was a former local government chairman. Imagine someone who is a chairman saying such. I pity for the local government because handing over power to such kind of persons, and cutting across the political divide, you see such people vying for political power. Most reasons why people are going for political power is just to enrich themselves. They are not like service-like.
I think if it gets to a stage whereby the son of nobody can actually, emerge as either a governor or House of Senate or House of Rep, well, I'll surely become president.
Mr. Mboka Nabiso Moko is a bonsoir. Good evening. Dave Ade says, Festus Keyamo has become a nuisance, permit me to say.
Well,
starting with, do like Jonathan now. Okay.
JB said you told him to go to court.
From down, he said go to court.
Let him go now.
From going to court, you rig the Southeast. From rigging Southeast, they now bring ethnicity. That's what's happening in this Lagos State thing.
See, now like this, it is even honorable for them to start begging instead of playing any kind of political pranks or gimmicks or play on people's mind. Because now people are tired totally. They are tired of both. They are tired of PDAPC. Don't let me say APC and PDP. PDAPC altogether, because they are the same political party. They're just like two sides of a coin. They are the same thing. So people are tired of them, just like people were tired of Jonathan in 2015. And they were just like, even if it's a goat or something they want to bring into power, let's just throw this man out. Now people are tired of PDP and APC because we had the experience of PDP for about 16 years. Now APC used 8 years, and it's now as if the 8 years even, it was even worse than the 16 years combined together. People are now like, if we continue this 8 years into 16 years, maybe by that time the naira to dollar would be about 1,500 or 2,000 naira. Because when Jonathan was there, it was on 197, but right now it's about 750. And if we now continue, it might double to maybe 1.5. So where is Nigeria heading to? So now people are like, this is the new way that they found. We have to start voting for people based on competence, credibility. Even if you don't know anybody and you're not ready to buy vote, we don't even need your money. Just go there and serve. It is when you have given us money, we won't be able to talk. But if we just voted you there based on the fact that we perceive that you can work, then we'll be able to remove you anytime. So I think that's just how I think it should be now.
Yes,
that's where it should be going.
Court grant bail to House of Rep leader Ado Al-Hassan. The guy was accused of homicide. The homicide that he got involved in led to the loss of lives, like 4 persons. It was alleged that he shot 4 persons at the spot in an NNPP secretariat in Kano State. And now he has been granted bail.
It was alleged.
He has been granted bail. Is leader of the House of Reps. He has been granted bail. Now, I just want to understand. See, at the end of the day, where do you take all these things to? At the end of the day, when you are leaving this world, where are you going with all these things?
Politicians are not thinking of a day whereby they would leave this world. They don't even care about that.
Are they going to live forever?
Well, maybe they feel they will live forever. I don't know. I don't know where they get their ideology from, but it shouldn't be like this. And I think that where Peter Obi would be coming from now, by going through the court, if he wins back his mandate through the court, I think it would be a very good one. Because even if he had emerged president, it would have been hard for him to eradicate the whole nonsense in the judiciary system. But if he has to come into power through the judiciary system, which means he would wash them off, he would defeat them, And once our judicial system is okay, like perfectly, even don't let me use the word perfect, there's nothing that is perfect. But if it is very okay to a large extent, then if an average Nigerian can feel like I can get justice, like there is justice in the court of law, I think Nigeria is miles ahead of many countries. We would move forward. Not like how can someone just you shoot 4 people, then you're just being discharged like that. And this man that actually killed what's her name on 25th of December, nothing has been done to the case again.
The policeman.
Nothing has been done.
We have Bamishe. Still have Bamishe.
Bamishe.
That the BRT guy. That the lady was killed.
Nothing has been done. So an average Nigerian feels like you don't see. That's why most people say, let us leave it for God.
Okay,
because they know they can't get to justice there.
Ade Fortnight says Festus Keyamo's utterances are so divisive, shameful, and all insults. So sad that we have people like this in government. And Dave Ade says it's no doubt that the 8 years of APC's administration is worse than the 16 years of the PDP. Most of these politicians are too selfish. That is what we are getting here. There will be no positive thing from these politicians that have held on to power in the past since 1999, democracy 1999. Look at all of them from that then till now. I don't see them making any difference. They have been in power from then till now. They have not made the required difference. 16 years plus 8 years is not 24 years. 24 years of democracy, years. We have not seen any good thing, as it were. 24 years, we are not even starting from independence though, when we discovered oil. No functional refinery, electricity.
For 24 years.
Public health care, public water, credit facility, accessible loans for students or even for the ordinary person. No social security support, rail system, transport system. 24 years, and we have all these leaders coming to say, I'm Professor this, I'm General this.
I think it's not about being
am
professor.
This, I'm like this, I'm that, I'm that. At the end of the day, all is rubbish. Nothing to show.
I think where we are heading to now, we are heading to a good direction. It's like the light that's at the end of the tunnel now. It is now showing gradually. Because if Nigeria continues like this, where a particular Okada man can become, honorable, then I think if it continues this way, let us even start from there. If we have more people, like more new people in the house now, if you can have a very good person as the speaker, see, let them remove majority of all this money. Don't monetize politics anymore. It should be like service to humanity. Whereby you even want to go there and people will feel like, do you want to stress yourself?
It's a contract.
It should just be a contract. 4 years, you're done, and just go back home. We can still give you gratuity based on if you must deliver before you collect your gratuity. There must be a clause there. I think it should even be signed into the law. You must have fulfilled, maybe out of your 100% promises, you must have fulfilled up to 75%. In the education sector, you must have, I think, 75 upward for you to score A1.
Yeah.
So if you have A1, 75% of what you promised to do, then you would have access to your gratuity. But if you didn't perform up to that, maybe they can give you half of the gratuity, and if you have maybe less than 50%, then you can go back to your business that you were doing before you became either a governor or a president. Because we have many people that should be given this gratuity and even a lifetime, welfare package, where we have our teachers that they serve the country for more than 30-something years. Our soldiers out there that are protecting this country, what are we giving them? Those that have lost their lives, our soldiers that have lost their lives in battle, you notice that most of their families, even the welfare package for them is nowhere to be found. These are the people that are even worth the money, that have to be taking bigger pay home, because they are giving their all to Nigeria. Not just these people that sit in AC with Agbada or something. Okay,
let's read that. Say, David Ade say, in the midst of all these election saga, they are already talking about who will be the Senate president. Yes, you are looking at Akpabio and Ojo State.
And their former governors.
Who will be the Senate president.
What are they still looking for?
Okay.
You see, it's like going there to retire. You have been a governor, I think, probably for 8 years. For 8 years, you've run 2 tenures. Why do you still want to go into the house? I think even there should be a particular law. There should be see, if you yes, a minimum that you can do, that you can serve in a public office should be 8 years. Once you have served 8 years as a governor, just go back to your business. We have so many, out of 200 million people we have in Nigeria. If we change people every year, even for 100 years to come, it won't get round. It won't go round. Even let's say out of the 100 million we have credible people who can lead about 50 million. If we are changing people every 4 years, we still have many people on ground to come and, you know, test their own ability to lead and make a change as well. So why do we need to have one person for 20 years? You know, they go to the house and retire. Some people, you even watch videos whereby they are sleeping in the house. They are sleeping. There's no way they can know what their people are feeling when you've been a governor, and immediately after leaving the seat of governor, whereby you have, you know, everything is beyond your control, you now still go into the house. How do you want to feel the pains of the masses on the street?
Okay.
But if you have someone from the streets, from the trenches, you know, getting to that particular position, you would know these people they need welfare package, they need everything. It should be so.
Okay. Ado Al Hassan says, Ade Fortnite says, Ado Al Hassan will be let go. This is Nigeria. Nigeria really missed a chance with Peter Obi. Dave Ade says, virtually all the system and public institutions in this country are not working. Education, economic, welfareism, and the likes, which are the essence of governance, in the worst. Let's look at the PDP protest. How effective is that PDP protest?
See, the protest is just, to me, I think it's unserious. Number one, because Buhari said he said nobody should come out to protest. If you are aggrieved with the result, go to the court. So this set of people are the first to even, you know, overrule what Buhari said. They went.
Somebody said it seems APC did not put attention in the protest.
They didn't put attention.
They were looking at how to make sure INEC is able to reconfigure the beavers, and INEC is able to make sure the court stops the parties from looking at the sensitive materials. That's where when you go on Twitter, that's the trend.
Yeah. I saw it, but I think it would really cause more tension if INEC reconfigures the beavers. If there's a way whereby everything on the IREF server can be, you know,
at this point, you don't trust INEC with anything. There is no integrity.
See, after maybe APC, after PDP and Labour Party would have checked all the old sensitive materials, if the evidences they have there, maybe they said they didn't rig the election, then why should they be scared? You see, when you don't have a skeleton in your cupboard, you'll be very free. Anybody should accuse you of anything, you say, go and bring the evidence. And if they can't provide it, they will even pay for damages. So now they should even be looking at it from another angle. You said you didn't rig. INEC said it was free and fair. Then leave the sensitive materials for PDP and Labour Party to check. You don't need to reconfigure these machines. If there is a need to even reconfigure them before the election, then just announce to the public, due to the court proceedings, we would extend the governorship election probably by 1 week to make Labour Party and PDP and all other parties check the same
INEC chairman did that in 2019. He extended.
So we can still have the same thing as well. Let them check it. Then you'll be able to say, okay, you've seen the sensitive materials now. How did we rig the election? And everybody would go home like, okay, for real, they didn't rig it. If Peter comes out to say now, we've checked it and we realize that they didn't rig the election, I think everybody will just accept their fate and just leave. But right now, because the INEC is not really being transparent to the people, and there are results out there on social media space that they've calculated on the IRF portal that Peter Obi, you know, he won about 19 states and including the FCT, and you know, there are a series of stories like that. INEC needs to come out and make a statement to the people.
No, everyone is focused on the court.
On the court.
Yeah.
So they should allow the court.
I think the court will determine who is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The court is in their ball. It's in the ball court. Let's look at the governorship election. In Lagos, it's going to be tough. I'm hearing things like people are trying to take violent measures because of what happened at the presidential election. And people are also trying to take preventive measures also. Those that say you should bring your dog. If you bring your dog, women no go vote for your polling unit because women they fear dog and most people. But it is so dicey, especially in Lagos, that desperation for power will make people do anything. There's a information I got from somebody. Okay. They were sending messages. If you allow social party enter, your brothers and sisters that are working in LASMA, they will lose their job. Your social that is working in civil service, they will lose their job. You know, the narrative like Festus Keyamo, like the friend that analyzed Festus Keyamo thought pattern, the way he was thinking, all to the fact that they want to hold power by all means. So they're using different tactics to make sure they hold power, and it's going to affect the election.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why there should be more of, if you have people out there who have a mind of their own. You can't just walk up to me and say, okay, if you vote for this certain person, your brothers and sisters in LASMA, they wouldn't get, you know, they would sack them or something. It will be so very wrong for a new governor to
just come
sack
and
everybody.
They have experience.
Because that governor...
They have been in the system.
Exactly.
So you even need them.
You need them more than you can do away with them.
So for people that are gullible, there are so many gullible Nigerians that they don't have... They went through school, didn't go through them. They don't have education. They don't have a mind of their own. There's a Ghanaian man, Minister of Education. He said something. He said Africans are taught to cram and memorize. They are not taught to use their minds to think and question the status quo. So our educational system, we have so many graduates that have gone through just to cram and memorize. So when they come out, they forget what they memorize and they cannot apply it.
Of course.
If you build people that can use their head and think, you are first class people, memorize.
They memorize. I think the school setting
trying to be so good in something
glorifies people who have sharp memory. And memory, when you have a sharp memory, you just have the ability to read a particular thing, have it in your memory, then pour it back or in another word.
That's to say, is Chief Justice of Nigeria went to write an international exam, he failed woefully. An appointed Chief Justice of Nigeria went to write an international exam. They were shocked. He failed woefully. So you see, the kind of people we have in corridor of power are people that are designed to destroy the soul, the fabric of this country.
I think for this governorship election, there would be a lot of shocker. I can see there would be a kind of tsunami. The tsunami is coming. I don't know who the tsunami will be. Those people, the tsunami will be sweeping away, or the people will be eating. But for this just concluded election, the tsunami has swept some people away. But the one that is coming now would really be stronger, and it will really make a big statement. I would like to go back to what Dele Farotimi has been saying, that is either you hold for this election, is either you hold your gun or you have your PVCs. So the PVCs would revolutionize Nigeria back. And I think it is on its way already. About many Labour Party, many new people now have entered the system.
In the House of Rep, we have 7.
Now they've entered the system. If we have 22 good people, let's just assume that those 22 people, they are good.
Okay.
If we have 22 people out of about maybe 300 or 250 or something, from there, if those 22 people are good and they stay true to themselves, they still keep close contact with those people that have trusted them with that mandate, I think they'll be able to recommend other people to even take post there as well, and they'll be able to look up to them. And I'm talking about Lagos State election. Like I've said earlier, I think there would be a kind of tsunami, because the tsunami is even here already. The desperation. And some people are still not seeing it.
Some stakeholders, probably market leaders, your lodgers, everything, they'll say, if you have a new government, we'll lose our position.
See, I think
so that is the fear.
They were implanting that stuff into them. But a right-thinking governor would know that even a right-thinking person that is inside the system would feel like, this governor that has been here, what if there are some things that we ought to know that they are taking away from us? Well, if a particular governor gets back into the system, he would be able to remove some certain hands that have been sucking these people that are working with the government. And they feel like, but we are making plenty money now. This our civil servants, they can be earning more than this money. Yes. Why are they not earning this money? Yes. You increase their salaries. Although our teachers in the schools, why are we not employing more teachers? Why are we not building more infrastructures? There will be new idea entirely about the whole system. Just you go and oversee transport. Why are we not having more railway line connecting all the whole Lagos or all the whole Nigeria together? Let us do this. Why are we not having more waterways? Why are we not even building more bridges on waterways? Whereby you just take all the old movement, you divert some of them to the waterways. Okay. And everything will just be going smoothly. Why are we not having water or something? There was a time where there was water. There was pipe-borne water. There was public water everywhere. But all of a sudden, we didn't just see it anymore. Mm-hmm. So I think if a new hand or a new system, and looking at it, so far so good, even if a new system, takes over power in any state as well, because there will be many states whereby new power would, take over. By March 11, new powers will take over many states. It was like a tsunami. It's here already. Mm-hmm. Some people are still denying it. Now they should have accepted and look for a way to remedy their situation. They are still denying it. So I think come March 11, it will be a tough one. Okay. The presidential election is being perceived as being tough, but this one will be tougher because it is winner takes all. Let's read.
David, this is, as an ordinary citizen, I have lost hope in this country. Things can get better with this set of visionless. Things can't get better with this set of visionless leaders we are having. The question is, what is the way forward? We'll look at that question as we are ending the program. Charles Rui says that, yes, he couldn't pass the New York bar exam. Okay, that's the former Chief Justice of Nigeria. I didn't call his name. Your guess says people should not take that small boy Festus Keyamo's comment serious because it does not make more so when say David Ade says it is all a function of Godfatherism. They are appointed based on who is loyal to them, not competence.
Exactly.
Some students in some higher institutions in this country are better than their lecturers.
See, some people that are in power today, I'm better than them. For real. I can say it anyway. But they just appoint people based on, okay, he has been loyal, during the election, he gave us 300 votes, 1,000 votes, he polled people, he was able to deliver his word or his local government.
A graduate could not write a formal letter. A graduate that did NYSC could not write a formal letter.
Yeah, it says a lot about the system.
So formal now, you now say informal, so you now be confused.
I think it even says a lot on the system more than the student. Because how did that student actually pass all GO exams? That means he would have been able to, he would have bribed his way through the system or even bought the result as well. So it says more about when the system is okay. There will be people who want to find their way to maneuver through the system. But when the system can actually track you down and even throw you back to square one. So whereby you need to go through the normal routine to get to the top. I think we should work more on the system. Let's just have people who are ready to serve the people. Not people who just go there and say, okay, because you have delivered your local government or something. No, it shouldn't be a reward system or retirement scheme. We should have young minds. Where the world is going now is just too far for Nigeria not to even have a stable electricity. Since 1960, no government at all of them combined together. I read a particular post on the social media space. Someone said those people that were screaming oppressors in 1993 are now the
one
oppressing are now the ones oppressing now. That's why I would never trust any political activist. When they get just look at Adam Soshomole while he was in the Labour Congress there. It was really agitating for people's people's choice, people's right and the likes. But now look at him. There was a particular video where he was with some so-called, I think maybe thugs or something, telling them to intimidate.
Yeah, they told me to bring the video. Don't record. They know that the guy has already recorded what he said. See, another statement. What would be the thing that we say in their backyard? No, in their closet. Imagine. Now, saying that in front of everybody.
Intimidates.
Okay, Peter Obi visits lady that was brutalized in Lagos. That was stabbed on election day in Lagos by that lady. Peter Obi visited the lady today. And I think that will send a message to many people. See, one thing I'm happy is that people are now knowing their enemies. People are knowing those that are for them.
Yeah.
However it is, whatever posture they make, whatever things they acquire, wherever they go, whatever brag they brag, people now know their enemies. Even though some people don't want to tell themselves the truth because of selfishness or tribalism or whatever, they know their enemies now. So that's why I'm happy. Then this revolution has started. And it will come quick. People said social media, 4 people sitting in a room. And the 4 people sitting in a room now, some people are doing sponsored ads. So that you can vote for them in that same small room. The same small room shocked people that a sitting governor could not get his return. That if the election, according to US, if it were transparent, there would have been so many people that have been retired.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for me, the election wasn't transparent. From where I did my voting, and where I did my investigation, it wasn't transparent. If you could not, from the polling units, transmit, and after they now say English, transmission is from electronically.
It is there. That's electronic transmission. Would give us transfer manually.
The electoral access only transmit. So now, the Senate now said it did not say electronically. So the question is that, some of these people, unlike if you go to America or the United States, they address the press and the press asks them questions.
Yes.
These people cannot do the same thing.
That is how I think that is where you should even be going to now. How can you not?
Because somebody will just sit down,
the press,
sit down in his comfort and just say something, and you don't allow people to come and question your intelligence, your judgment. That's why the president can just sit down and just say anything and it goes.
Nobody
and probably it's not making sense, but he believes it's making sense.
But if you're in the presence of the press, on that spot they'll be asking
press
you.
that is not gagged, press that is not selected, and everything. You see that the democracy will be wonderful to practice. But you just sit down and say, okay, transmission not electronically. How else would you want to transmit?
With electronic machine.
Transmitter. You know what they got transmitter? Transmitter is an equipment that transmits electronically. The word transmission from transmitter is electronic
transmission.
So now a Senate president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which I know that on a level playing field, some of them will not even be teachers, primary school teachers.
I swear.
I want to talk of coming to be senators. On a level playing field, some presidents won't even be qualified to be a clerk, to be a personal assistant of somebody, than to become some I don't know. So Peter Obi visited the lady, and I think the lady's as it don't blow now. You don't blow.
Just like the guy.
And that guy say LOP. LOP. Okay, lastly, we are looking at what's the way forward. So our viewers, if you're watching, let's know what's the way forward with all the things we've said. What's the way forward?
Well, I think the way forward is for Nigerians to come out en masse by March 11, 2023 and vote wisely. Not even vote wisely, vote for someone who is ready to come in and serve. Not serve your own interest alone, serve the general interest of everybody. And not just say because you assisted me in getting to this office, okay, go and do this contract. Just give it to someone who is credible, who will get the job done. Get this job done. I think there is this kind of notion that even when you are working and people are saying that you're working, if you take any money into your pocket by then, they won't even look at it because they'll feel like he has worked, yes or yes. But if you still, but I'm not. I don't want anybody to think like that because you still have your own allocations as well. You have your benefit that you'll be taking, so it should be enough for that. You were not begging on the street before you become any governor. You were rich on your own, and if you can really, buy votes like the normal Nigerian politician would do, buy votes, what's it called? Even infuse INEC officials and something like that. If you're able to do that, then you are richer than a normal governor. Someone who don't have anything at all, then just in that post. So I think Nigeria should just come out en masse by March 11. If the people are out en masse, it will be very hard to rig the election. And to even cause violence, it will be hard. Just imagine about a bus of thugs now coming to meet about 4,000 people in one polling unit or 5,000 people. And now the people will now be more prepared. Yeah. I'm even expecting to see... I'm even expecting to see an electorate on the governorship election ground whereby they would protect themselves on that day. They will come prepared for anything that wants to happen. So I see more begging throughout this week till Friday, even Saturday morning, more begging, behind the scene begging and pleading, and even vote buying as well. I think it will happen like that. Okay. Because some people feel like they are now on the back foot, like they are on the losing side already, but they are yet to officially declare their loss or something. Okay. But I see many sitting governors, losing their position for this by March 11. Okay,
Berry Thought says Festus Keyamo is the only son in Nigeria that lost 19 cases out of 23 cases in the last 11 years. That is why you take whatever he says with a grain of salt. He's still a charge.
How did they give them that senior advocate of Nigeria?
Lawyer in Nigeria.
How did they give them?
You don't see general way no be fire gun. Before. Okay. They will not answer how.
I think there should even be a strict rule. You can't just take any position or just go and buy any stand or something.
There's one video I saw an army officer. Somebody hold the army officer beating his army officer like a small boy. People that went for training. So like the solution I think is now know that we are fighting the system.
Yes.
And the system will fight back.
The system will surely
we should not look at what we are going to gain because our generation, let me tell you, our generation now, they don't look for dividend. There's nothing you will gain. Let's fight for
the coming
generation because we have lost it. Because these people, they will fight with their last blood.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. The people should just come out.
They prefer that everybody even die for them to even get the power. So let's just be prepared with our mind and be resolved that we are fighting for the future, not now. Because anybody that's fighting for now, you now join them. And you become
even if
a
the
problem.
system is good, at least I'll be able to vie for president now.
Yeah.
If I'm a president,
I'm Mr. Timothy will vie for vice president.
See, I have many plans for Nigeria. If they just vote me into that seat of power, man, see, Nigeria will be better than Dubai came.
There's one mistake I did is that I did not pick a form. A form. Like, probably I picked local government chairman in my village.
You would have been local government chairman.
I just relocate to the village. Then, and I know I'll win. That Okada man that won in Kaduna State, that guy. And that guy
in local government chairman.
The Okada man.
Yes.
It was once.
Yes. But when things now started
now
going, it's now started right.
So one of the one in Etiosa.
That
is in Senate. That one I won back in Bank W.
I think people are now really coming for this model. Why? They just want him to.
I said something at the back like Desmond Elliot has offended the youth.
Yes.
But the APC are playing different cards now against the Labour Party. But I will be very happy to see a Desmond Elliot not winning the election. Yes.
Well, you know during the NSAS, I think after the NSAS, he said something like he called the youth, like packed everybody together and said children. And these children, you know what they do with the social media. We really need to make sure we regulate this
because
social media.
He has disappointed the youth.
He disappointed us.
A big disappointment.
People were looking up to him while he was in the music, in the movie industry.
That
I now realize that.
I guess you do well.
See, I realize that it is not everybody who is a celebrity that really has something upstairs. Even on Twitter, I realize that some people are with all those blue ticks, but in their upstairs they don't have any blue tick upstairs. It's just as if they
you call
see
a typical politician, come and campaign with what you've done. Many of them don't have what they have done.
I swear.
Many of them.
How many of them in the house will be able to come out and say this
is what I've done physically? So if they call it Desmond Elliot, it is the toilet that you commission and that sparkle that even all of us wear with our salary now, we contribute money. We will do something better past that one. Project.
I will do it.
That's me. I would love disappointment so that people have confidence in the system and also participate in politics. Now people are going to participate in politics.
People will have more people vying for a post.
Participate in politics, and it will be very difficult for whoever that seems that the position it is his father's heritage. It is forefathers that got that position.
Even the nomination forms, they should bring down the price. Let everybody be able to vie for the post. By the time we are having like 50 candidates, let's have them debate. Even if it's 48 hours, let them keep talking.
Because a governor will not now say, I'm not going for debate because of one excuse or the other. Now he's now going from one place to the other to try and get people votes for them. So the solution to this country is that let's don't think that we are going to have anything to us now. Let's fight as a people for our future. So let's see who has said something. We have okay. People they parallel, but let me just take 2 or 3. Berry Todd says okay. Dave Ade says, speaking from experience, 50% of graduates from some institutions in this country cannot attempt a primary 1 pupil assignment, and yet they will be posted to schools as youth corpers to teach what? This David Ade, don't. Okay, still David Ade. Okay, let me read the last one. He said, I think there should be a system where politicians aspiring to be in any position should be tested based on certain standards, just like any other public appointments. In my school, when I was coming out for position, we did poster. We did banner.
You didn't do
we went to
manifesto.
We came out now. You tell what you are going to do. All the things I say, I know I'm not going to do them at the end of the day, but at least you prepare.
Yeah, you prepare.
You prepare and try to say 1 or 2 things. Even it's our tenure that there was COVID-19, so we could not do what we promised to do. You understand?
You know, so, I was actually a stakeholder in my forum while I was in school, and this is our forum. I can beat my chest anywhere. Anybody who have really just gone through that forum, there's no way you will not be able to stand in front of people and speak confidently, because we would drill you to put us sleep. We would even query, we would question you. We would deal with you before you go out there. So we have already refined you. We would ask you, what do you intend to do for these people? Do you even know their problems at all? Now, give us everything. What is your manifesto? What do you have for them? Convince us first before you're able to convince. We would we give you total drilling. So by the time you even reach, you get outside and anybody asks you any question, what are your plans for the student on
already prepared.
This thing? You'll be very, very prepared. Even outside, you would coordinate yourselves. If you make a certain mistake, we would correct you. We would do everything for you there. So it's just about the system. The system is okay. I think Nigeria would flourish and we will now see the best. Look at Nigerians out there. When a typical Nigerian gets to a working system, you will see them just going up the ladder. But I think the Nigerian system is just rigged against the masses. But if we have the system working again, Nigeria in the next, let's say 30, 35, 40 years, by the time we are getting to, we get to our maybe 50 something years, 60 years, our retirement age, our children will be having a good Nigeria.
Okay, with that, we have come to the end of Web Watch on Flip TV. Big thank you. Please click on the like button so that we can have more reach other people. I'm Christian Chuku, and with me is my Oga.
And yeah, I'm here with my Oga Pata. Yeah, I'm Olamide. Thank you for watching Web Watch.
Yeah, bye for now.
Bye.